So this episode's called When Things Don't Go According to Plan, but that's okay, because things haven't gone according to plan this week. That's why this video's really late. Basically, it's because I've been at the office quite a lot sorting out the craft bags. And one other little thing, you might see that I'm a little bit lower down. The chair I was using is a little bit, was too high. And when I was sat here doing lots of drawing and things, it's not good for your back. So that's a little tip for everybody. If when you're drawing, make sure you've got a really good position to sit in that's not uncomfortable, because it can cause a lot of problems. Okay, so this episode is it's about the books that we started. So the drawing a day. So these were the first kind of tester ones that we did. Films to begin with, just to make sure I knew it was how to do things and if it was all working. And then we was going to do a drawing a day. So I've done 5 weeks, and I think that's enough. But what I'd like to say is, I found it really quite difficult. It's only 5 minutes a day. And I think somebody put on one of the social media things that's an achievable goal. And it is. It really is an achievable goal. But the problem is, if you don't do it one day, then it's not 5 minutes, it's 10 minutes, because you've got to catch up. And then if you don't do it again, that's 15 minutes. Then you start thinking, well, I did anyway, 15 minutes, oh, I can't spend a full 15 minutes doing that. Then it got to 20 and then 25. And then, so I've caught up. But as you can see, it's a lot later. I think the last date in the book should have been the 21st, and obviously it's a lot later than that now. So my advice is, don't do what I did, and at the top of each page, write the date. Because if you miss a day, then you feel like you've got to catch up that one day, or you leave a blank page, which isn't as good. So don't stress yourself too much. I mean, it's good to push yourself, and it's good to try things that you're not doing, and try a project and push yourself a little bit. But if you start getting a little bit bogged down with it, and a little bit sort of, oh no, I've missed it out, or I've got to get it done, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. It's only a little drawing. All right. So I'll move to this camera, and I'll let you see what I've done. I'll go through the first couple of books really quick, because you've already seen those. And then I'll go through, I might talk about some of them I might not. I'll leave it up for a little bit of time. If you want more of a look, then just pause the video, and then you can have a little bit more of a look. But I don't want to spend too long just going through my drawings. Okay. In fact, so we'll go to this camera. So here we are. Book 1. So these are just the front covers. That was book 2. And then book 3. And book 4. Really like the cover on that one. If you remember, the last one I said I got really bogged down with doing all these lines, and felt like I had to finish it off. The lines on here, I was just happy as Larry doing those, but these, I don't know. I was a bit stressed doing those. And then the last book, book 5. So let's get started. Like I say, I'll go through the first couple real quick, because I think you've already seen those. So there's book 1. That was the first one. Me watch. My phone. Torch. Pencils, that's that way. Pencils. Here's book 2. Keys. Rule, pencil sharpener, camera, another camera, another camera, another camera. I've done a lot of cameras doing this. Book 3, light meter. You might not know what that is. That's a cassette tape. Now when I did this is one of the ones where I hadn't done it. So I did 2 in one day. So that's like the sketchy one, but the one I did after that, can you see, I drew it in a slightly different way. So instead of sketching, Where's my pen? So the pen I used isn't here. Oh, it's there. So this is the pen I use for most of them. So instead of just doing this, like sketching, I used one of these type of pens, and I just did it in one line. And if the line wasn't right, I just went back. Can you see? And just did it. So a little bit different way of drawing that one. Kit Kat. Now this is a good one too. So this was a couple of rolls of small tape, and it really wasn't going very well at all, and I was getting a little bit sort of beside myself when I was trying to draw this, and a bit frustrated, and kept going over and over and over it. So I just stopped and did it again, and as you can see, the drawing underneath is a lot more accurate than the one above it. So there's nothing wrong with just stopping and trying again. Another camera, and another camera. Okay, book 3. I think this is my favourite cover of them all. I really like that cover. So a pair of scissors. That's not very accurate. This bit's too long and this bit's too short. That's my paint tin. I kind of run out of time on that one, so a lot of it's unfinished. But these, remember, these are all drawn with just 5 minutes. That was my clock. Again, I ran out of time. I couldn't get the circle quite right on that one. This one's stapler. And, oh, that's that way. Banana and an apple. That's a banana. Again, I did these two at the same time. So I'm holding the banana there. That's supposed to be my hand. Not very good in that one. Couple of pegs. And the last book, I thought I'd have a theme for my last book. So I drew, in fact I'll show you each one as I draw it. So this little fella here, he's called Aqua. He's one of the Craftman's little models. So there's Playmobil Man, like that. And then, here we go, Disco Snoopy. And obviously R2-D2. He's not very good. Uncle Bulgaria. Don't know his name, but I used to call him Biggs Womble Walker. But that's not his real name, obviously. And then we've got Agua, should I say. And then the last one is Smurf Magician. And as you can see, the very last drawing is obviously a lot better than the very first drawing. Just to prove that you do improve as you do in your drawing. I think there's quite a big improvement there. To be fair though, I did spend a little bit longer than 5 minutes on there. It was probably a 6-minute drawing, and that was only a 5-minute drawing, but it's still loads and loads better. Okay, so I'll put them like that. Those are my two favourite covers. I really like those two covers. But I had got more time to do those, a little bit more thinking about them. So yeah, go back to this one. So yeah, those are the books, and like I said, don't stress over them. If you end up missing a day, just forget that day, and the next day do it again. And if you want to do 2 in one day, if you want to do 3, 4, 5 in one day, that's up to you. Absolutely no problem at all. So just take my advice and don't do what I did and put the date on the top of each one. Just take each day at a time and see how it goes. Okay, right, so that's the first part of this video, but there is another little bit. So we'll go back to that camera, I think. So these books that I've done, these are made from A3 paper. If you've only got A4 paper, that's the size of book you would have made. Now, this is made from an A4 paper, but these have 8 pages, including the front and back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is why there was ideal for these books, because the front page was telling you what it was, and then there's 7 days, which is a week. So that's why these little books are great for that. And these are made with a split in the middle, you push, and then the fold round. Whereas this one is made really quite differently, and the next video is actually showing you how this one's made, which again, this is why this video is called what it is, because things don't always go to plan. That's why this video should have been before, this video should have been after this video. So yeah, so we've got a tiny little book, and as you can see, look, the pages work better if you stick them together. Oh, I haven't stuck that one together. They'll work better if you stick them together a little bit, and you got like a proper span, and it's a lot of I call these just a little book. People call them zines. There's lots of different ways of talking about these tiny little things. But like I say, I'm going to show you how to make these next. But I'm just going to fill this entire book. So I'm going to film it up there. I'll obviously speed it up, and we'll see what it looks like.